Welcome back to Fossil Files, the podcast where we dig into the past. Literally, my name is Skylar,
My name is Abel.
My name is Daniel.
My name is Jaden.
and today we're exploring a question that sounds simple but actually has a surprising answer. Who discovered the first dinosaur? You might expect one name, one moment, one discovery, but the truth is, the story of the dinosaur begins with several people, each uncovering a different piece of the puzzle.
To start our journey, we go back to the early 800s to the southern coast of England. Picture steep, rocky cliffs, cold sea air, waves crashing below. This place is called Lyme Regis, and it's one of the most famous fossil hunted locations in the world. And it's here that we meet one of the most important figures in fossil history, Mary Anning.
Mary Anning was an untrained scientist. She didn't go to college or work in a lab. Instead, she searched the beaches for fossils and ancient remains of creatures preserved in rock. This wasn't just something she enjoyed. It's how she and her family made a living. Every fossil she found could be sold to collectors or scientists.
Then, in 1811, when Mary was just a teenager, she made an incredible discovery. She uncovered the skeleton of a large, strange creature buried in the cliffs. At first glance, it looked a bit like a crocodile, but something was different. It had huge eyes, a long snout, and a body built for swimming.
This creature was later named an ichthyosaur, a marine reptile that lived millions of years ago. Now, it wasn't technically a dinosaur, but it was one of the first major prehistoric fossils ever discovered, and it helped scientists realize something groundbreaking.
The Earth had a past filled with creatures and completely unlike anything alive today. Before discoveries like this, many people didn't even believe that species could go extinct. Mary Anning's work helped change that.
So if Mary Anning didn't discover a dinosaur, who did? For that, we move forward a few years to a scientist named William Buckland.
William Buckland was a geologist and a professor at Oxford University. In the 1820s, he began studying a collection of large fossil bones found in England. These bones didn't match any known animal. They were too big, too unusual, and unlike anything scientists had ever seen before.
In 1824, Buckland officially described and named this creature. He called it Megalosaurus, which means great lizard.
Megalosaurus is widely considered the first dinosaur ever to be scientifically described. But here's a twist. Buckland didn't actually know it was a dinosaur.
Because at the time, the word dinosaur didn't even exist yet.
That brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, Richard Owen.
Richard Owen was a scientist who studied anatomy and fossils. He examined creatures like the Megalosaurus along with other large prehistoric reptiles, and he noticed something important. These animals shared certain features, especially in their bones, that made them different from other reptiles.
In 1842, Owen introduced a brand new scientific group for these animals. He called it Dinosauria.
The name means terrible lizards. Even though dinosaurs aren't actually lizards, the name stuck, and we still use it today.
With that, dinosaurs were finally recognized as a unique group of ancient creatures, not just a random fossil, but part of a much bigger story.
So let's put it all together. Mary Anning helped uncover the ancient past with some of the first major fossil discoveries.
William Buckland described the first recognized dinosaur, Megalosaurus.
And Richard Owen created the term dinosaur, giving these creatures a place in science.
Which means there is no single first dinosaur finder. Instead, it took years of discoveries and multiple people to understand what dinosaurs really were.
These early discoveries changed everything. They showed that Earth has a deep history filled with strange and powerful creatures that lived long before humans.
And the next time you see a dinosaur skeleton in a museum, remember, it wasn't discovered in a single moment. It was uncovered piece by piece by people who were curious enough to keep searching.
From rocky cliffs to scientific breakthroughs, the past is always waiting to be discovered.
And we're here to help you dig it up.
Thanks for listening to Fossil Files. Join us next time as we explore even more mysterious from the prehistoric world.